have opened a blank file. That is, this is the file called untitled, which actually appears when I just open Fusion 360 by double clicking it. Let's now go to Create Sketch. So for making any 3D model, we first need to have some sketch, that is 2D sketch. So here you can see that Fusion 360 gives instructions whenever we hover on any tool or icon. For example, if I keep my cursor on this without clicking, it is going to show me what Create Sketch does. Or even if you go inside Create, I can hover on Extrude and it is going to show me what Extrude actually does. So this is an intuitive way of learning. Now I'm going to create sketch. So for creating a sketch, because we know that we have to create it in a 2D plane, after clicking, we need to select a 2D plane. So we have all these 2D planes here under origin in this browser. So what we can do is I can select any plane. So let me select this plane. And here you can see all my tools have changed. Now using these tools, I can create a sketch on which I can do operations like extrude, loft, etc., which we have just seen in the solid phase. Before that, we need to create sketches. So here, as you have seen very basically in your MS Paint, etc., we have line tool, rectangle tool, circle tool, etc. And also in the create, we will find other options like ellipse, conic curve, we can write some text, and also we can do patterning. We will cover most of the sketching tools now. So here in the modify, I'll be able to modify these tools. And using the constraints, I can erase them with respect to this plane so that these things are fully constrained. Just wait for a few minutes to totally understand what I mean by fully constrained. Starting from line, you can see I can draw a line like this. And when I double click, a line is formed like this. And I can draw another line. And here, while I draw, I can also give the dimensions. If you see, here it is showing 116. So I can give it as 100. If I want this line to be perpendicular, I can just click tab and go to the angle dimension. So here I'll give 90 degrees and here you can see that I have got the log symbol beside these dimensions. Then I will click enter. You can see I have got this line. Here again, if I'm dragging this, you can see that it is able to move. So my sketch is not fully constrained. So what I mean to say is it's not fully defined. Let us say you're trying to draw this using a pencil and scale. So without specifying this dimension, you will not be able to draw it accurately. A person might draw it like this and another might draw it by dragging it or with a smaller dimension. So here if you see, all our sketches are going to be recorded in this browser. So here when I expand, you can see that this is my sketch 1. And here I can switch the visibility of this sketch. Let me give another dimension for this. Because I did not give it previously, I can select the sketch dimension, go here and click here and give the dimension. This let me give it as 200. Now you can see that I have got a log symbol. So log symbol means that now this diagram is fully constrained. We cannot give any more dimensions without getting this message. Let's say I'm trying to give this angular dimension. Here you are going to get it as adding this dimension will over constrain the sketch. But if we really want to give it, we can click OK, but you can see I will not be able to change this dimension. So when I double click, I can't do anything. But here, because it's a dimension that I can change, instead of 90, I can give 60. And also these dimensions can be changed. So this is what a fully constrained sketch means. Sometimes we can constrain these sketches using these constraints. Let's say I'm removing this 60 degrees dimension. I'm going to select that dimension and click on delete in the keyboard. Then I'll delete this 120 also. Now to make this perpendicular, I can either select the constraint like perpendicularity constraint, which is available here also. But if you are new to Fusion 360, you can just check this list because the names are given beside the symbols. But once you get used to them, you can directly select it from here. So I can select perpendicular or I can even select vertical. Now the same tool you can use for horizontal as well as vertical. Let's say I'm selecting perpendicular. So here I'm selecting that these two lines should be perpendicular. So you can see how this has changed. Now you might be wondering why this line didn't become perpendicular to this line. This is because this has already got a constraint while I was sketching, which is horizontal. Because this is already arrested to this constraint, we have made this perpendicular by turning it. The software has made it. So similarly, we have other tools. Let us see them one by one.